Beginning September 13th, New York City has enforced a strict vaccine mandate. Although it's been over a month, I still see people confused about certain aspects of it, so I will try to clear things up in under 5 minutes. There's a lot to get through, so let's get started. How does one show proof of being vaccinated? There are currently 5 accepted methods. When people are vaccinated in the United States, they receive a CDC vaccine card. That's the first method. If for some reason someone did not receive a CDC vaccine card, such as if they got vaccinated outside of the United States, they can bring their immunization record. That's the second method. Both of these options can be presented as a physical photocopy or digital photo, so no one has to worry about carrying an important medical document at all times. The third option is the New York City COVID Safe app available for iOS and Android. It's pretty bare bones, but it allows users to easily take and store photos of government ID, proof of vaccine, and, if relevant, a recent COVID test. The fourth option is the New York State Excelsior Pass, also available for iOS and Android. This option is only available for people whose vaccination records are in the New York State system. The fifth option is the Clear Health Pass, available for, you guessed it, iOS and Android. This app existed prior to the pandemic, and people who used TSA PreCheck in airports might recognize it. Does one have to show a form of identification as well? Yes, in addition to proof of vaccination, people have to show a form of government-issued ID. Of the 5 ways to show COVID vaccine information, only the New York City COVID Safe app allows users to save and display their government ID. If someone was not vaccinated in New York State, can they still get the Excelsior Pass? Yes, but they will need to both currently reside in New York State and also have their physician enter their information into the New York State system for them. How does this work for people who were vaccinated outside of the United States? It depends which vaccine they received. If they do not have a form of government ID issued in the United States, they can use their passport. How does this affect undocumented immigrants? Undocumented immigrants are able to receive both New York State identification card and driver's licenses, as well as NYC ID cards. Also note that immigration status is not checked when vaccinations are being administered. What vaccines qualify? Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, AstraZeneca, Sinopharm, BBIBP, Sinovac, and Novavax. Only the first 3 are currently authorized to be administered in the United States. What vaccines do not qualify? Sputnik V, Sputnik Light, Covaxin, and Sinopharm WIBP are currently not accepted under New York City regulations. Do people need to be fully vaccinated? No, they just need to have their first shot. Where is the vaccine mandate enforced? The 3 major categories are indoor dining, indoor fitness, and indoor entertainment and certain meeting spaces. Basically, almost anywhere indoors. Can you be more specific? Sure. Restaurants, catering halls, hotel banquet rooms, bars, nightclubs, cafeterias, coffee shops, fast food restaurants, grocery stores with indoor dining, gyms, fitness centers, fitness classes, pools, dance studios, indoor fitness studios such as yoga or Pilates, movie theaters, music and concert venues, museums, aquariums, zoos, professional sports arenas, indoor stadiums, convention centers, exhibition halls, hotel meeting and event spaces, performing arts theaters, bowling alleys, arcades, pool and billiard halls, recreational game centers, adult entertainment, and indoor play areas. What if someone chooses to not get vaccinated? Then they will not be permitted entry. What if people violate these guidelines? If a restaurant does not check vaccination status or allows unvaccinated people to eat inside, they will be fined, with the amount increasing for every violation. Can people eat outdoors without proof of vaccination? Yes, if a restaurant allows it. Will people be permitted entry if they have a negative COVID test? No. Are there philosophical and religious exemptions to the mandate? No. Does this apply to children? No. Only to people ages 12 and up. What if a person is unable to get vaccinated for a legitimate disability-related reason? I'm just going to quote from the New York City Commission on Human Rights. As a customer, you have the right to a reasonable accommodation to enable you to access the services of the business if you are unable to show proof of vaccination due to a disability. However, the restaurant does not have to provide reasonable accommodation if doing so would create a direct threat to other customers or employees of the business or impose an undue hardship on the business. If you are unable to show proof of vaccination because of a disability, the business must engage with you in a cooperative dialogue or good faith discussion to see if a reasonable accommodation is possible. What happens if people get caught with a fake CDC vaccine card? It's a federal offense which could involve up to 5 years in prison. If someone knows that another person is using a fake CDC vaccination card, can it be reported? Yes, illegal fake vaccine records can be reported by contacting 311, calling 1-833-VAX-SCAM, emailing stopvaxfraud@health.ny.gov, or filing a report online. How do you feel about the mandate? Personally, I support it, but how I feel isn't really the point of the video. Even if one disagrees with it, the mandate is still the law in New York City. Why should I trust you? Well, I'd like to think that my track record speaks for itself, but I can understand your skepticism. If you want to check my sources, you can find them in the description. I stand by the contents of this video, at least at the time of publication. Specific governmental responses to COVID-19 have been moving rather quickly, so be sure to check ahead. Where can I find more information? The New York City government's website has a lot more information for specific situations. The URL can be found with the rest of my citations. Thank you for watching, and stay safe out there.